Welcome back, my dear students. We are going to see some issues in culture, part two. So let's go to it and see it. And now, let's say about the minority and majority cultures. The majority culture is the social group considered to have the most power in particular place. So they are the majority, the most of the people, and sometimes the most members. On the other hand, the minority is the opposite, which means that any category of people distinguished by either physical or cultural differences that a society has subordinated. So I want you just to try to remember examples of the majority and the minority cultures. Okay. The effect of the multicultures on the Canadians. This is another point we want to talk about today. Acceptance gives Canadians a feeling of security and self confidence, making them more open to and accepting of diverse cultures. The Canadian experience has shown multiculturalism. Multi means many cultures are here in Canada, encourages racial and ethnic harmony and cross cultural understanding, mutual respect, help develop common attitudes. So, this is the point that the Canadian societies is welcome the diversity from all over the world, and he's welcoming all the mixture of the cultures which come into Canada. The effect of multiculturals on the Canadian. That's what we said. The impact of colonizations on aboriginals and the communities in Canada. What about the colonization? What's the meaning of it? Colonizations and government assimilation policies and procedures contributed to an marginalization of Aboriginal people from mainstream society and had a profound and disruptive impact on the health, socioeconomic, welfare, access to the healthcare services, and culture of Canadian Aboriginals and others. So, just this is trying to see the impact of the colonization on the Aboriginal people, the origin people of the country, like the indigenous. Effect of colonization on the New World. England colonization, as example, of the New World had drastic effects on native people. So the Englands, when they go to any country, they have their effect. They had the effect on the people there, the environment, and also the colonists themselves. The effects of colonization on the environment include deforestation, like instead of the forest cutting the trees, this is the deforestation, and depletion of the nutrients in the soil. So I will look for the oil, I will look for minerals, I will look for gold. So it will be depleted, means exhausted. It will come one day to be exhausted. And the introduction of foreign plants and animal species. Okay. What is the autonomy? The quality of the state of being self governing, especially the right of self government. The territory was granted autonomy. Autonomy means like independence. I have the right to govern myself. I have the right to govern myself. Self directing freedom and especially moral independence, person autonomy, and for the persons to be more free. This is the meaning of autonomy. Personal autonomy is the capacity to decide for all those are cultural expressions. So we are taking them one by one. Personal authority is the capacity to decide for oneself and pursue a course of action in one's life. So I'm free to do whatever I want, regardless of any particular moral contents. The political autonomy, as example, is the property of having one's decision respected, honored, and hated within a political context. For example, let's give me an example here. In the case of individuals, adults, an autonomous person is someone who's capable of making rational and informed decisions on their own behalf. So, the autonomy means it's a kind of independence, like you can say it's a synonym to the independence. Okay, but it doesn't mean that they have the right to do whatever they want or disobey law and regulation. As long as I'm okay with the law and the regulations, that's fine. I'm free to do whatever, but my frame, I'm like tied up and restrained with the law. Still, I have to respect the law. Uh, we have many types of immigration. Four types of immigration status that exist: citizen, residents, non immigrants, and undocumented. In any country, you will have those kinds of immigration people: citizens, residences, non immigrants, and undocumented people without papers, without documents. The characteristics of each status are explained below. These are people who were either born in the United States or Canada, as example, or who have become naturalized after 3 or 5 years as permanent residents. There is a question: why do refugees come to Canada, as example, as long as we are talking about the culture? Why do refugees come to Canada? Canada resettles refugees to save lives and provide stability to those feeling persecution with no hope of relief. So Canada's protecting the refugees. This is the meaning of it. Canadian immigration policy. Once you issue the Canadian immigration visa for a permanent residency, you have most of the same rights and obligations. So as long as you have residence in Canada, you are exactly like the same like the citizen. The only difference between the Canadians and the residents is that the rights of voting. When you become a Canadian, you will practice your rights in voting whoever you want. We have to notice that, and I want you to know that Canadians, as you know, is a multicultural society. And we said multi means many, cultures, cultures. Society means all in one pot, all in one pot, all in one place. So Canada, including all the migrants from all over the world, everyone comes with his own culture. The mixed culture is here. So Canada, when you describe Canada, you will say it's a multicultural society. Okay. So multiculturals refers to the presence of people from diverse racial and ethnic backgrounds. Ideologically, multiculturalism consists of relatively coherent set of ideas and deals pertaining to the celebration of Canadians' cultural diversity. So this is what it means. Sometimes you hear everywhere about the Canadian experience, and you ask yourself, what are the requirements for the Canadian experience class, right? To be eligible to apply, you must have at least 1 year of full time or equivalent skills work experience in Canada. Apply within 3 years of obtaining your skills work experience. So, meet minimum language levels, have had legal status like staying for studying or having a work permit or coming with immigration visa. The last lecture, the previous lecture, we talk about the racism in details. We also talk about the discrimination in the workplace. Now I will move into the what's the meaning of the bicultural. Identity is the condition of being oneself regarding of the combination of two cultures. Bicultures means two cultures. The term can also be defined as biculturalism, which is the presence, look at this, the presence of two different cultures in the same country or region. Like, as example, Montreal is the culture, both cultures, like English and French, is including because we said language is a part of the culture. So it's including two main cultures. So it's a biculture. Bilanguage is a biculture as well, right? Multiculturalism in Canada. So this is the history. You can read it. We talk also about the Aboriginal people in Canada. In 2016, census revealed that trends new data arrived that the Métis and Lenui population in 2016 they were 1,673,785 Aboriginals people in Canada, accounting for 4.9% of the total population. Those are the Aboriginals. Okay. And we talk about like the largest number of the Aboriginal people lived on Ontario and western provinces like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. Those are the largest number of the okay. Aboriginal people made up the largest shares of population in Nunavut, especially in Nunavut. They are the largest population there. Share of population in Nunavut. So this we talk here today about some issues in culture like the Aboriginal people. We talk about the bicultural. This is another terminology we knew today. We had known before about the discrimination, about the racism we knew before. We knew now today about the Canadian experience and how it's required in the labor market. We knew what the meaning of multicultural, and Canada is a multicultural society. We knew also about the immigration, the Canadian immigration policy. We know why Canada is a country of receiving and welcoming the refugees. We know also what the meaning of the word autonomy means, like independency. We know also the effect of colonizations, like the British colonies, on the whole world, on the people of those colonies. The effect of, as example, England's effect on the colonies. Now, most of the British colonies are talking English. This is a very great effect, right? The impact of colonization Aboriginals communities in Canada, how they are affected. We talk about the multiculturals. We talk about the minority and the majority. I wish that you enjoyed this lecture. Thank you so much and have a great day. Take care of yourself and have a good day. Bye bye.